What's up? What's up? Happy Crush It Monday. Super excited for this live. How was your weekend? Did you have a good weekend? We had a pretty fun time. If you didn't see all of the posts, we ate out a lot, like a lot, and it was delicious. And I think I found my favorite new restaurant, it's called Bakari off West Adams. It is amazing. There's like a 90-minute special for $20. You can like drink from this like selected list of drinks. So the wine diva loves that. And then the food, bomb.com, small plates, so you can like try a whole bunch of other things like around like the $10-15 price point per plate. So it's like you and a friend can share, and like Jay and I mixed and mingled that jingle and beat. Yes, I am very much the person that says no Christmas before Thanksgiving, but for some reason that is something that has been like popping into my head like a lot lately. So I don't know why. It seems to be like mixing into my world or whatever. But anyways, on to the good stuff. What are we going to talk about today? Today I want to talk to you about preparing for your greatness. It's Crush It Monday. We got to bring some fire today. We got to bring some good stuff, some awesomeness, so you can get ready to rock and roll. So are you ready to rock and roll? Let a girl know. Oh my gosh, because I know I've had some awesome things happen in the past couple of weeks, and it's been like what? And I'm super excited about it. I'm super like jazzed about it, but there's also moments where I'm like, holy crap, what did I just sign myself up for? Like these things. So to list a couple, like one, I am doing a live interview on Wednesday with Jenny Zagrino. She is an amazing, freaking hilarious comedian, and Jay turned me on to her like a couple weeks ago. He sent me a video and he was like, she's awesome, I think you would like her vibe. And I was like, you right. And so I was just like, it was like I watched the video, I laughed, I like commented on a bunch of stuff on Instagram, and then I was like, I need to have her on my show. And then I reached out and then she said yes, and I was like, crap, what do I do now? And so like that was super awesome. And then like over the weekend I got cast in a new show, and it opens on Sunday, so I've got like a week to prepare. Like, holy crap, and now like there's a new live video challenge that's just started. There's like a lot of awesome, crazy things going on, and I'm like, woo, what? Okay, like let's. How do I prepare for the greatness? And I want to share with you guys how you can get prepared for the greatness, because there's all sorts of exciting stuff happening, but sometimes we might like fear the awesome, fear the success, and we need to like put ourselves in the right place for all of that. So for those who don't know me, I'm Tiara, aka T, your wine diva. And I love sharing the deliciousness of life through wine, through entertainment, and some coaching. I rep for an amazing Napa Valley winery, and we do direct-to-consumer wine sales. So, like, I get wine shipped directly to your home, your office, your dough, okay? I am also an actor and a content producer, bringing you that entertainment, my friend. And I love coaching others on how to get comfortable and confident in front of the camera so they can share their gifts on video, all right? Not gifts, gifts with a T. I got to get my enunciation right. So, oh my gosh, if you want to make sure that you know when I'm going live, when I'm doing all of the things, please make sure that you turn on all the notification bells and all that good stuff. But also, you can always text. I'm not really the best at sending out like a text message before I go live, but I do have a texting service. You just type at Wine Diva to 81010, like a normal text message, and you can sign up to be a part of the texting community. And I just do like random specials when I'm going live. I might just say, hey, happy Monday. It just kind of depends on how I'm feeling, and I try not to send a text like on a daily basis, but yeah, so if you want to be up for that jazz, then send the message, yo. So let's get down to business. I'm going to talk about all the things. I'm kind of going to focus on the 3 things that I really, really enjoy. I'm going to talk about tips for allowing success in live video, for allowing success in shows. Like if you're an actor and you want to know like how do you prepare for a show or an audition, as well as just like crazy random things that just show up in your life. So first things first, let's talk about how to prepare for a live video. I know like today is like the first day of a new live video challenge. I know that there's also the like hashtag balance challenge going on. And I have a lot of friends who are a part of that are looking to balance like family and life and all sorts of good stuff. And you can find more about that in the Social Soul Tribe. And, you know, one of the things that people are struggling with is going live and how do I get ready and how do I prepare for live video? And I'm going to help you out with that, okay? So first things first, in terms of preparing for a live video, like the first thing you need to know is like what you're gonna talk about, right? I think it's important to understand what you want to talk about, but also before even that, like that, we can go back into branding, which is a whole nother topic. But like, once you have kind of figured out who your audience is, what your niche is, what it is that your brand is all about, then you kind of figure out what it is that you're going to talk about. And I think answer the public. And let me I can type that out for you guys. Answer. I really have to say answer to know how to spell answer. Answer the public is a great place to learn what people are talking about in your particular industry and your field. So you can like type in to like, you can just type it into Google and put in all that information and people will be like, oh, okay. Like it'll kick back what it is that, you're looking for. So it might be that if you're in the wine industry and you type into answer the public and you type in wine, it might kick back that people are looking to know what kind of wines they should have at their Thanksgiving dinner or whatever. And so you know that like, okay, that's a popular topic. Maybe I should talk about that because I work in wine and you know, I want that. So utilizing that for that, that's a great place to get ideas for what your content is going to be. Okay. Other things to prepare for greatness. So I like to do, I do a couple of things. So if you've been watching me for a while, you've been listening to my live videos or listening to my podcast, you know that I can either be super prepared or I can fly off the cuff and just like do whatever. And I've had a lot of like experience in doing like improv, and I've had a lot of experience on stage. And, you know, a lot of times, like if someone drops a line, you just got to be able to like move with it and go with it. So it's comfortable for me, and it's not like super aggravating to not know exactly what I'm going to say when I hop up on a live. So for some people that would be super, super terrifying. I don't recommend fully scripting because it has an opportunity to turn you into like a robot and you're just like reading off this script. And it kind of loses the flair and the beauty that is live video when people can like they put on like a type in a message or send some love or whatever, and you can't really interact with that because you're just reading off this piece of paper. So it's really important, I think, to do bullet points so it can keep you on track and keep your mind on track, but you don't want to like fully write it up and like kind of set yourself up, especially for someone that's like, I'm funny, I want to put a joke. I have tried it. I'm like thinking about my live video ahead of time and I like type out some notes or whatever, and then I'm like, oh, I like say something funny to myself and I laugh, and then I'm like, oh, that's funny, and then I type it into my notes like, that was a funny joke I said to myself, and then I like say it in the video, and then it completely bombs because you know what, it's not authentic, it's not natural in the moment, and it just doesn't work out. So I say just like kind of try to be as off the cuff as you can with still feeling like comfortable in that space. And so some things to kind of remind yourself to include in your notes so you can prepare for the greatness that is going to be your live video is include like, what are the top 3 things that you really want to talk about? What are the top 3 things that you really want to get across to your audience? And then you also want to include, like, sometimes I hear a lot of friends forget to introduce themselves. And how is your audience going to know who you are and what you do without a good intro? And if you need some tips on how to write a good intro, I did do a live inside the Social Soul Tribe about introducing yourself without sounding spammy and anything like that. So you can definitely go over there and check that out. It's also on my YouTube channel, and I'm sure it's on some other places too. But anyways, so you can utilize that to like create your intro. So just like type in like, hey, introduce yourself. That's usually what I say, or I put in Tiara, aka T, and I do like a ... because I know to say I'm Tiara, aka T, your wine diva. Like I know, and then like I kind of do off the cuff or whatever follows up on the last part of that. And I kind of change it up a little bit on a daily basis, but it's not like completely different. I still have a thing, like people come up to me and sing diva at me, so they know, like people know who I am, right? Right. So an intro is very important. So you want to have your intro. You want to have, you also want to include like, what is your topic going to be? It's setting an expectation is a great way. So having in your notes, like what's the topic for today? What are my 3 key points? Remind myself to introduce myself. Is there like a particular message or something that you would like to promote, or someone else that you would like to promote, that you want to talk about or a little bit? And I think promotion on a daily basis, it can be a lot, especially if it sounds like a little bit spammy. But if you kind of approach it in like maybe like a list like form, like, all right, well, I've got this going on, I've got this going on, and I've got this going on. If you're ready, if you want to take part of any of these things, this is how you do it. Like that kind of just like kind of like a roll call of things that are going on in your world, especially if you can incorporate other people to highlight, is a great thing to do. So like, you know, I have a show coming up starting on Sunday. I have, if you like theater, come check out my show. If you like comedy, make sure that you see Jenny and I for our live interview Wednesday at 5 p.m. Pacific time. And then, you know, whatever else I've got going on, or you know, if you want more business tips, make sure to go to the Social Soul Tribe. Like, so that's me listing 3 different things, and they're not all specifically about me, that kind of thing. And so you can do that for your live video. So just having those little notes to yourself, so when you go on live video, you know that like, all right, cool, this is what I have. Now, how do you do your notes if you're working from like a computer versus your phone? So if I'm working off of my computer, which I use a program called BeLive.tv. And so let me type that out. BeLive.tv is the program that I use to schedule my live videos off onto my business page and share it to my profile. And so that's what I use. And if I'm doing like on my phone, then it's kind of hard to do, like, it's like I'm trying to type and talk at the same time. So it's kind of hard to like read notes off of your computer if you're using your phone or you're out and about. So kind of what I do, if I'm out and about, I would actually either one of 2 things. I try to have like a Post-it note. So I don't have Post-its up here, but like I would take like a Post-it note is the best way to do it, especially before I had BeLive and I ran everything off of my phone. I'd write it on the Post-it note, and then I would stick the Post-it note right underneath the lens. So it helps you to like look directly at where that camera is. So you're looking at your camera dot rather than looking anywhere else. And so it kind of keeps you in the right focal point, but it also has those bullet points in front of you. And it's something to distract you if you don't want to pay attention to like comments and people like talking to you at that point, if you're not comfortable doing that at that moment. So that's a great way to kind of like set yourself up for success. Or, you know, if you are running off of a computer, if I have a Mac, and so Mac has a notes app. And so I just pull up the notes app and I like literally just cover my face and I put the notes there if I'm going to use notes. And I think notes are a really great way to help you be grounded and know kind of where you're going and staying on track with your live video. No, it doesn't matter how many times you've gone live or whatever, like it's a great thing. Because I could tell you, I fly off the handle if I have no preparation. Like there are times where I'm just like, oh man, I need to go live and I have no idea what I'm going to talk about. So I'm just going to hit the button, see what happens, see what comes out. And, you know, I have fun with it and it could be like a totally good time, but it's like boom, 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 bouncing all over the place. And that's really how my mind works anyway. So like, you know, you can keep up. I like bless you. But it's just it gets kind of like hard when you're doing like all the things and trying to remember blah, 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 this, and that. And over time and after practice, it does become a little bit natural. You'll remember to say an intro. If you don't remember anything else, you'll remember to at least introduce yourself or your live video, or you might do it like at the very end. I've definitely done it times where I'm like, all right, we're at the end. And thank you so much for watching. Wait, oh, I didn't introduce myself. Hold up. For those who don't know me, and then like go into it, whatever. So it happens all the time. But when you really like, you know, when you get that practice in, you will start to be more comfortable and grounded in those videos. But notes are a great way to either on a Post-it or the Notes app, or, you know, you can also do, this is another fun thing. If you don't have Post-it notes and you're out and about and you're like significant other, kid, whomever, somebody's with you, I have definitely taken that person's phone and like typed out some notes really quick for myself, held the camera like in front of my face, and then had the phone, like the notes right here. And so I'm like, da, 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 like gone back and forth like that way. So that's something you can do. Unfortunately, with the iPhone, you don't have like the little picture application or function or whatever. I don't even know if that's possible with live video from an Android. I know some people do have that like picture-in-picture option though. And yeah, so like that's something that you can use. Just give you a little tips and tricks. Okay. Other tips and trips. So for if you're preparing for a show, if you're an actor, or, you know, if you are preparing to go, like maybe do a speech somewhere in a live setting that's not like a digital world, a great way to prepare, especially if you need to like necessarily memorize what it is that you are going to say. I think it's so important to memorize whatever it is you're going to say if you're going in for an audition, if you are, you know, of course, if you're performing for something, I think it's really important to be off book, meaning like you don't have the script in front of you. And so my little tips for how to prepare for that and how to get it stuck in your memory, your brain, that the memorization really creates a connection to what it is you're saying. Memorization also helps with being more comfortable when you are like going off the cuff, when you are flying around, when crazy things come at you, when you have it memorized, when you know in your soul and you are connected to whatever it is that you are speaking to, then it's so much easier when things kind of fly off the handles to pick yourself back up and keep going and keep that message flowing. So what I do, so like right now, like here's like sheet music for the show that I have to do. So I would literally take this paper and I will go over it and over and over and over again and just sing to myself, sing it, listen to, like it came with a recording. So listening to that over and over and over again. I think it's super helpful. Another thing you could do, especially like if you're someone that drives, especially if you have a long commute or if you're walking or working out and you want to help remember something and keep it like in your mind, you record yourself saying whatever it is that you need to memorize, and then listen to it and like listen to it while you're driving and try to say it along with you. So especially if it's something super long, that's what I did with when I played Friar Lawrence and Romeo and Juliet. Like, oh my gosh, I had this really big paragraph by myself monologue kind of moment, and I was just like, oh, I don't know what to say and how to say it, and there's a lot of stuff going on, and so I'm trying to like say all these things and remember all this stuff in iambic pentameter and Elizabethan language, and I'm just like, it doesn't connect, it doesn't make sense. And so I had to take time and like really sit and kind of like line by line be like, what is it I'm saying, and break down what the language was, because, you know, if you've ever read Shakespeare, it doesn't necessarily sound like the way we talk nowadays, right? So you have to break down what is it that I am saying? What is the message that I am trying to get my audience to understand? And I will tell you, as someone who's performed Shakespeare, it is so much easier to watch and understand, especially with like, you know, there's the context clues of what the actors are doing to kind of get what's going on versus like sitting and trying to read it in a book, like in your English class, like completely different experiences. So being able to sit and connect with your words, being able to sit and connect with whatever your message is for whatever platform you're showing up to. This could be, it doesn't even have to be like a live production. It could totally go back to live video as well, of connecting with whatever your message is, making sure that it sits in your soul, and the words start to just come. They become a part of you when you know what your message is, and it just starts kind of rolling off the tongue before you even know what you're saying. Like you don't even think about what the next word's going to be because it's already out. It's already coming out. So going over and over and over and like reading it to yourself, recording yourself and putting it in your ear and listening to it over and over and over again, that's super helpful. Saying it with you. Another step, if you have more time, especially for preparing a long speech or preparing for a show, is having like saying whatever the line is before. So like if you're struggling with this part, but you need to get it memorized. So say like, all right, say the 2 lines before it or whatever, and you know what that is. And then you leave the space that you're working on blank. And then you follow it up with whatever the last thing is. So you try to fill that space with what it is that you were trying to memorize. So you have kind of a trigger. You create that trigger with those 2 lines, and then you go into whatever it is that you're trying to remember to say, and saying it over and over and over again. And just practice. Practice is like the key thing. And then the other thing with the final tip is when a new challenge, when a new thing is coming at you, how do you prepare yourself for it? Especially if you don't know what's going on. And that is just practice living life. Like, get excited about just other things going on around you and how awesome life is, how good, how delicious it is, and how amazing you're going to be. Allow that greatness. I think so much fear happens in the world, and yes, fear can help protect you, but is that fear really necessary? Sometimes, I mean, like if there's a lion staring right in your face and it's like, "Rah," that fear is necessary. That's telling you to get up out there. You don't need to be in that situation. But if you have like a new opportunity pops up and you're like, oh no, I can't do this. I don't know if it's going to work out well. And you're talking yourself like out of it. That's not the right kind of fear, because you've got to allow yourself to be great. Whether it is like whether it's finances, whether it's new opportunities, whether it's love and relationships, really being open is the best way to let anything flow in and come to you. Just taking time to sit and ground yourself. I think it's amazing when you start meditating, or when you allow to set like intentions every single day, when you can allow yourself like 1, 2, 5, 15 minutes, like 15 minutes max, to just sit and like be and kind of connect with who you are, breathing, and really kind of just going through like, what is it that I really want in life? What is it that really means things to me? Like, what am I going to do today to make my dreams go further? What can make life oh so much more better? More better. That is not proper English. Oh, so much more delicious, more amazing, better. What can make life better? And like kind of thinking about these things and just kind of sitting in your own space and like having a little bit of breathing, and in those moments, that's meditation right there. And then you kind of like move on throughout your day. And then throughout your day, because you've taken that time to kind of just like be, you'll start getting like little like nudges and hints and ideas and that kind of thing. And that's God, that source, that is the universe kind of pushing you towards exactly what that question was: how to make life that much better. Okay. So those are my little tips for you today. Be prepared, practice, practice, practice. That's how you're going to get better. Take little notes and give yourself a little sticky note so you can, feel a little bit more comfortable and confident when you go on your live video. Record yourself speaking so you get used to hearing yourself talking and get used to the words that you want to say on a regular basis, and get really connected with what your message is. So it doesn't matter what happens in the world, what happens while you're live, what happens while you're on stage, what happens while you're down the street talking to the person who just like was like, oh my God, I love your wine like cork earrings. What is it that you do? Why do you have them? And you know exactly what it is. It comes off the cuff and you're so connected to what your message is. You're not afraid to share your truth. You're not afraid to be vulnerable, and you are happy and excited for better things to come. All right. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your Crush It Monday. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for enjoying this broadcast. If you did enjoy it, please send it out and share it out with your friends. If you're looking for more fun stuff, know that Jenny and I will be live Wednesday at 5 p.m. Pacific time. And then Basic Wino will be live at 6 p.m. We're going to do a holiday charcuterie board. I don't think now that I take it back, it's going to be on a Zoom call. So like, if you need more information about that, please shoot us a message. And yeah, what else is good? Oh, if you want to see my show and you're in the LA area and you're like near Santa Monica and that's not too far for you, come and see us. Santa Monica Playhouse. It's going to be Sunday night, Monday night, and Tuesday night, and would love to have you there. So thank you so much. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Love you lots. Mwah!